There you go.
Well,
we've just been chatting to ourselves for about 10 minutes, then realised it wasn't recording. Quick, do the clapperboard, and then it won't have happened.
I don't know how much it was recording, so I don't know how much of that we got before it stopped recording. But we were on one, so we'll start again. So as it's not as spontaneous this time because I know what he's going to say.
I can always say different things.
No,
we do it in a different order.
We'll do it again. Yeah. I just wanted to say before we get started, click like, subscribe. Subscribe, please. We have subscribe. We have a sponsor.
Woohoo!
This episode is sponsored by www.santamessages.uk to get all your children a personalised recorded message from Santa Claus in time for Christmas.
Yes, in time for Christmas.
So thank you very much, Santa Messages.
And every single one is personalised.
Personalised and written for your child.
Absolutely.
Your child.
Not
his child. Your child.
I don't have any children, so that's okay.
There you go.
Wow. But make sure that you subscribe to the podcast.
Special discount if you subscribe. The discount is 100% down, nothing more to pay.
Well, when you go to a bar, you don't much like busy bars.
No.
But you've been to busy bars and you're standing at the bar.
I don't like people.
Well, I know you don't. I know. You're standing at the bar. You got your £20 note. This story used to be a £10 note, but you got your £20 note.
Or your debit card now.
Thanks, Liz Truss. You got your £20 note there, and you're waiting, and somebody else is next to you, and you've been waiting 10 minutes, and the barman goes.
I know where you're going with this.
To them,
and whilst you're doing it, you're doing the sideways look, going.
You've literally just arrived in the line.
Don't you dare try it. Yeah.
And then they do.
Just
occasionally, I will say, "Oh, excuse me, I was here first."
Yeah.
And they don't like that. But always, if they come to me first and I'm not first in the queue, I'll always go, I think he was first.
Yeah.
Because that's polite.
Polite.
That is absolutely gut-wrenchingly anger-making.
But not just in bars, in anywhere where you're queuing in a horizontal road to be served, cafe, bar, cafe sometimes you've got to. But for years we've been a nation of queuers. The Brits have always been.
I think we were. I don't think we are so much anymore.
But I think that there's better ways of doing it. I think Wetherspoons, as much as I dislike them, have mastered
with the app.
They've got table numbers. Sit yourself down, get on the app, order it on the app, and they bring it to the table.
Can we do a live from a Wetherspoons one day? So if we do a live and then we tell them what table we're at and what Wetherspoons we're at.
I think we'd need to promote the hell out of it first, so that people are actually watching when we're live. Because
then we can carry on drinking, but do the live, and then the live gets funnier as we get drunker. Maybe. No?
Oh yeah.
Because you're very funny drunk.
I don't like being drunk.
I know that's what's funny about it.
But people.
I'm slightly more used
to queue jumpers in any shape or form drive you absolutely. And a lot of British people are too polite to say anything. Some of them in a bar are too pissed to say anything.
You're just. And that's where violence starts. That is not good at all.
What else is on your list?
Neighbours. Everybody
needs good neighbours.
Not Kylie Minogue and Jason
Just
Donovan neighbours. Not Harold Bishop. Not that kind of neighbour.
To make a better day.
Do you get on with your neighbours? Because it's an unpopular opinion, but I kind of think the best neighbours are the ones that you wave to, but you don't really have anything to do with. They don't disturb you, you don't disturb them. But you like your neighbours, don't you?
I live in a Victorian street, very long terraces both sides.
Still in Victorian days, in fact.
Somebody comes around and lights the
He's been living there for 100 years.
And whilst probably 4 houses that side and 4 houses your side, because they're the ones that you see them at.
4 houses?
Well, you know what I mean, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You got two, maybe 2 or 3 down on each side where you do the wave and you think as you
send Christmas cards to them.
Yeah, and as you walk down the street to the next block of people, you think, I wonder how many of these people know each other in the same way. But most of them, I would say, out of those 8, 10 houses, 10%, one house, 10% maybe. We get on extremely well with, and I've even been on holiday with. I'll take parcels in for anyone if I'm home and do that. But when they come knocking for them, it's only my next door neighbour that I'd say, come on in, have a cup of tea.
Okay.
The others I'd say, there you go, there's your parcel. Thanks very much. Nice to see you. Off you pop. Shut the gate on the way out.
I've never been. I don't think my parents were either, and I think I've kind of got it from them.
My parents were very neighbour.
We were a bit isolationist. I think.
We as children we lived in a cul-de-sac, so it was like a big horseshoe of houses.
Yeah.
And everyone could play out on the green in front of their houses. So we all grew up with each other, in and out of each other's houses.
In the 70s, I remember we lived in one house, and we had a gay couple living next door that my parents got on quite well.
Did they
with.
exist in the 70s?
Yeah, apparently so. That my parents got on very well. I mean, I wonder if they told their families that they were just Thatcher wasn't around in the early 70s.
So Thatcher was around. She snatched the milk.
Well, yeah, true, but she wasn't in charge until 79. But I wonder if they told their folks that they were just housemates. Just sharing. That's the thing.
Yeah, maybe. That's very cosmopolitan, isn't it?
You know, we were just talking about Wetherspoons a moment ago. I went to a different chain restaurant.
You're going to name them? You've named Wetherspoons?
No.
Go on,
I'm not going to name them. But
Whisper. TGI's.
Yeah. And someone was having a birthday. You know what I'm going to say, don't you? They rang the fucking bell, and then the music starts. It's like,
So whatever conversation you're having with whoever you're dining
I don't
with,
want to sing happy birthday to the people I've never heard.
Absolutely. No, I don't want to. And to be honest, they don't want you singing happy birthday to. They're sitting there mortified as well.
That's true.
So why do they do it? It's not.
I don't. It's
if
not
they were
funny.
8, if they were 7, maybe it's a
yes. And then the whole restaurant goes, "Oh, that's cute." But it was an adult. It was an adult.
It's really not cute. It's actually unnecessary. If you really wanted to wish them happy birthday, let them dine for free.
That's true.
Because they're bringing another 5 or 6 with them.
They don't want to wish happy birthday.
No.
They just want to make a spectacle.
However, the last time I went to London with my work buddies, we went to
London.
Yeah, that Londonian. We went to see 40 Towers, the stage show.
Oh yeah, how was that?
I'll tell you about it. But we went to Old Compton Street first, Brasserie.
Yeah.
Favourite place in the world. Favourite place.
Expensive though.
Yeah.
I like going there when you're paying.
When I booked the table online, it one of the drop downs at the end was tell us about your evening. So it was like wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
So I just clicked birthday. Thought no more of it, and then literally towards the end of the meal, out come the staff with a cake. And everyone else, I knew exactly what had happened. But everyone else on the table was going, "No, not us." And I just nudged Kathy.
Like,
do you remember Kathy? And I just nudged and I went, "Just go with it."
Was it a free cake?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's all right.
Yeah, I mean, it was only a cupcake with a candle in it, but it was a nice gesture.
Okay, I like that.
Nice gesture.
I like that.
So
I mean, that is a bit naughty.
Old Compton Street Brasserie, favourite place in the world.
It does. In the comments, have you had any freebies from restaurants? Because that would be funny. Because how do we get the freebies from restaurants?
Let's not talk about freebies where you've blagged something that you shouldn't have done.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
That's not in the restaurants are struggling to pay for themselves. But where you've had a really good service, let's call it that, a really good, not where you've skanked somebody. That's
not when you've skanked somebody. Talking of skanky people,
what's next?
The next thing on my list, I love boys with long hair. Love. Because I mean, I've barely got any hair left, but I find boys with long hair really quite attractive.
Mm-hmm.
But boys with long hair,
how long are we talking? Like
shoulder length and beyond. But boys with long hair, they're always fucking touching it. Leave it alone. You don't need to be constantly. I don't think I notice it in women so much. No, but I'm not looking at women. That's why.
Okay. Yeah, I think.
But why are they touching their hair every 2 minutes?
Because it's bloody annoying long hair.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, so
it gets in there. Claudia does it on Strictly, so it's always in her mouth and whatever.
Well, I think that's synthetic hair anyway. I don't think most of that's hers anyway.
Is that why she's not doing the Head and Shoulders ads anymore?
Possibly. That's why she lost that deal. But Claudia's hair is clearly enhanced. Ooh, it's enhanced with clip-ins.
With AI?
No, with clip-ins or it's
okay.
So, yeah, she's beautiful. I love her. But I don't think that's all hers. That's the point. Yeah, there's a story about Claudia, but I'm not going to say. No.
Can I tell you after? Would that really take us off?
No. It's something that happened it was in the media, but I don't want to refer to it because it's in bad taste.
Oh, okay. Fine. Fine. Here's another unpopular opinion for you.
If you know me, you can text me. And I'll tell you.
Here's another unpopular one for you. If you are our age, middle age,
Early 40s.
yeah, middle age, and you have kids, what do you think are the things that boys and girls in their 20s and early 30s, what are the 3 things they should be able to do to get through life?
Oh, are you asking me? Cook.
Yes, definitely.
Cook.
That's on my list.
Cook
yes.
proper. No, I don't mean ping.
Yep, no.
I mean cook.
Absolutely.
Yeah, cook food.
Learn to cook some dishes.
Well, just basic knowledge about
agreed.
Protein and
agreed.
Yeah, okay. Cook, drive.
Absolutely. That's number 2 on my list. Absolutely. It's like there are so many now, and I realise learning to drive is expensive. But I mean, when did you learn to drive?
Because I passed in 1990.
When you were 17?
On the on the day that Thatcher left Downing Street.
Oh, you've told us this before. Whereas I passed when I was 17, so I was about 17 and a half by the time I passed. And I think learning to drive in later life is more difficult anyway. But it is an essential skill that you do need.
Yeah. So cooking,
driving,
money, budgeting.
It's not my number 3, but it is my number 4, that one. Budgeting, certainly.
What's your number 3 then?
Swimming. You should learn to swim.
So
I realise some people find that really difficult. But I think if you've reached 30...
And you can't swim.
And you can't cook, or you can't drive, or you can't swim, or you can't do one of them, something's gone wrong.
Or drive to the swimming pool.
To cook the dinner over there.
I agree. But funny enough, I was talking about driving.
Do you remember that vegetable soup you used to get in the vending machine at swimming pools?
I was talking to people at work this week about learning to drive, and I've just said I passed mine in 1990, so that's 34 years ago. But 24. Yeah, 34 years ago. And
when you were 34.
We were talking about how many of us would pass a driving test now.
Oh, I wouldn't.
And the thought of going in, even if I said to you, tomorrow we're all going to take a drive, people would come out in sweat, people wouldn't have a sleepless night, people would suddenly be too ill to attend. The thought of passing a driving test, we are so lucky that we passed in an era where it was just a practical exam and maybe 2 road signs at the end in the highway code. Now the steps they have to jump through, and there's been discussions about driving, who's safer, people just passing their driving test or people in their 80s, 90s and onward. And there's been
people just passing their driving test.
Well, logically, yes, because they're the most recently qualified.
And they have harsher penalties if they do stuff wrong these days.
Yes, that's the point.
That's important.
They have the harsher penalties. But people in their 70s, 80s and 90s, people suspect, there's been some investigation, people suspected that they were more dangerous because they'd become so, their senses were less reactive. But actually, the stats showed that people just passing in 17 to 25 are still the most likely to have an accident, even with all the safe ports put in place.
Which is why when you're 18, you can hire a car without any extra checks, but you can't when you're 21.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's true. I've got one more just before we finish this episode, which is apposite to what we do. And this isn't one of mine, but I read it online and I thought, yes, got to talk about that. Let me read you what this one says. If you have a clip-on microphone, clip it on your bloody clothes. Don't delicately hold it between your thumb and forefinger like some kind of exotic Turkish cigarillo. You look like a twat. Yes. And for those other podcasters out there, don't do that because it does look cheap. Ridiculous.
It looks cheap.
They've got clips for a reason. Put them on your bloody clothes.
Yeah. And then remember, don't do the whole, oh my God.
Yeah. I have seen people out interviewing on the street doing that. At least sellotape it to a bloody ruler. Or something.
Yeah, something. So they can't do. But when people do mock shock, they go, "Oh my God!"
Oh no,
and then they
This is mock shock.
Right on that mock shock moment, we'll do a mock shock as we
Jock shock, rock shock,
jock shock. Next week will be mine then on my list.
Yeah,
because I can't do mine because
it's on his phone. It's on his phone. So what you need to do is transfer it to my phone, and then you can read it off my phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
See you
well,
soon.
actually, it's
Oh.
it's on that. I made you into the. I've added you to my list. If you go to.
Well, all right. Well, we'll say goodbye for this one. And it's like, don't forget to subscribe, please.
Yeah. Subscribe. Links on the screen.
Tell your
now.
friends.
Bye.
Doesn't like doing that, does it?